Yo, yo, it's your boy Yoshi Kid Neo, and we are back in the world of Boridil, the adventures in Boridil. And today the party will finally arrive into Skullport. And in Skullport, this is like I guess you could say this is the main criminal hub of, I believe, the Forgotten Realms, and I'm using it as a big like criminal hub for my world as well, just because there's so many interesting things that can come from Skullport, and especially with what the party found out last week after that Megalodon fight. This should be very interesting on how they approach this location. So, let's see. All right, yep, we're ready to begin. I'm trying something new out with OBS as well, and I've got a new microphone, so hopefully everything sounds a lot clearer. So let's dive in.
I've been
Okay.
being fried to bake. Go ahead. I have ears on, but I won't say anything.
Naughty.
All right, so last time we left our heroes, our adventurers, our companions, you guys were on a voyage from the City of Guilds to an unknown location, at least in the specific names of where you were going. You had no idea the exact location that this ship would embark. But that didn't really matter because it was the end goal that you all had in sight, mainly Zuka, as Zuka now has been given essentially a promise on reclaiming his kingdom, and with the party's help he's going to be able to do that after you guys visit the Sleepy Peak, which is a volcano that is north of the Titanian Empire that essentially holds one of the pillars of light, which upon activation should give the god Kasuth the essential overall reign that he, or dominion I guess you could say, of the material plane that he once had before this pillar was deactivated. En route to your unknown location, there ended up being some entity that came out of the water and was essentially using some sort of spells that stopped the flow of water underneath the ship, holding it in place. This entity had created a large wall of water and was speaking through this wall of water, telling you all that in order to be granted passage, you need to give up some items of magical value. And you guys had quite a bit that you wanted to give away to this gentleman, and before you could hand them over, he decided that it was best to test out these items before taking them from you. And he summoned, well, I don't know if he summoned would be a proper term, but a big-ass shark, aka a megalodon, aka the Meg, popped out of nowhere and started to attack the ship. With the newfound holes and damages to the ship, various Sahagin and these strange creatures that looked somewhat humanoid but deformed to a vast on a vast margin. You guys ended up fighting these things. You pretty much killed every single one of them. I don't think anybody escaped. And they ended up taking out, in turn, a lot of the pirate crew that you guys were with. But nonetheless, you guys were victorious. And even more so, Angelica was able to punch the shit out of the Megalodon to the point where it died.
I punched it to death.
And keeping with you a trophy to show as a symbol of your strength, you now have this giant shark tooth. You guys cleared out the rest of the enemies that were on deck, and afterwards the rest of the remaining crew, which are very minimal, were given orders to go and repair what they could along with the Nameless. The Nameless being these Warforged that are essentially programmed to follow whoever is given command of them, regardless of what the order is. So the Nameless and the rest of the pirate crew were repairing the lower decks of the ship, while one dwarven gentleman helped you guys bring one of the bodies of these strange creatures up so that Zuka could do some investigation of his own. During this time, you guys locked the door and prevented this pirate from leaving and began to question him. And Zuka was out of his element a little bit because he was unsuccessful in his little elixirs that he tried multitude of times to get this man to speak as a friend, as a comrade to you guys. But instead, some intimidation and the fact that all four of you just whooped all these other creatures' asses while all his friends essentially died in front of him. He ended up spilling the beans that the ship is destined for a location called Skullport, and it is harboring teenage girls to this location. He doesn't know anything about their backstories. He doesn't know where they came from. He doesn't even know who gave them the job of transporting these girls from City of Guilds to Skullport. All he knows is that they are the most important thing on the ship, more important than the crew, the captain, and you guys. And he's very thankful to you that you were able to prevent any of them from getting hurt, because you guys essentially stopped this force of nature that tried to destroy your boat. Zuka was then successful on erasing his mind for the past minute. So all he remembers is coming into the room, dropping off one of these dead bodies, and then saying, all right, well, I'm going to go repair some shit. See you later. And then he left, which is where we will begin our session as you guys are, let's see. I'll just put us on, oh, I don't know if this will work. All right, do you guys, oh, yeah, I'll just put us actually here.
Gerald's gone.
I noticed. He's not in Foundry either. Let us ping him and see if he or if he notices. I wonder if he fell asleep.
Bruh.
Oh man.
Oh.
Not what I want. Oh man. Where's our man? Where's Gerald?
I messaged him.
So yeah, we start with you guys. Oh, here we go. That's what I want. Ship interior.
He's refreshing his Discord right now.
Okay, that makes sense. So you guys see Zuka after that dwarf leaves. He more than likely goes over and continues to start harvesting pieces of the creatures that you guys had slain.
Alright. Need some help with that?
He shakes his head and turns around and puts a finger up to his mouth. I need to think for a second. He goes back to work.
Alright, is there anything else around that I could interact with? or anyone around that can.
I mean, your whole group is there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Test,
all of
test.
there he is. What up, dude? Yeah, all of you guys are currently in your little cabin, and Zuka is finishing up his Grim Harvest ability.
Okay. All right. Well,
I gotta get back in.
so you guys are really concerned with that storage they got down there?
I don't know. Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing?
Honestly, I don't think it's any of our business. As far as we know, they're just a passage to get into what we need to do. I'm here to do a job.
What am I looking for? Okay.
But at what cost?
Well, hopefully money. But
My crew's done worse. It's okay.
right. And I've protected some pretty heinous people, so
Let's just say those girls would be dead if it wasn't for us on this voyage, which
true.
hopefully.
True, and we don't know the intentions as well.
Hey, is out of character, is slave trade illegal?
From what you know, is that slave trade is typically not practiced by all of the empires in terms of like being open about it. You also, as a former what are they, scabberwags? Yeah, I was like, are they scallywags or scabberwags? No, as former scabberwags, you know that on occasion, your captain has told you that you've been taking in refugees to a new location, and you've watched as he's essentially given up some random people that were all tied up to random people that you've never met in exchange for coin. That's what Snoopy's perspective of it was. And your captain made sure that you kept it very hush-hush because no one else needed to know about it besides you and your crew.
Are we sure that this is what this is? Are we in agreement that this might be slavery or what? This is out of character. Like,
I mean,
we don't know what it is, right?
I don't know.
Angie's trying to protect. Is just trying to protect the ship. That's all she cares about
cool.
right now.
Yeah. Okay. If it's slaves, then that's one thing. But we don't know the intentions of these crew members.
We had people like that, and we were just bringing them home to strangers, and we got paid to do it, to bring them there, little boys and girls. So it's probably similar to this.
The king in me wants to stop this if it is that, but I am no king no more.
Yeah.
Hey,
And plus, I wouldn't want to spoil what we have going right now. We want to get there safely. I don't want to have any bad blood on the way.
Right. These are affiliates of Joker. What's his name?
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
But yeah, we've already soured something with him once. Wouldn't want to sour another thing even worse.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, kind of did a job with him before this.
I don't think we just didn't do a very good job. Things went south, but I don't think he's mad at us.
Yeah, but it's soured. And if we were to mess anything up here with this crew and the captain, anything involving those those things that's harboring in the storage, including those voices you heard.
Right.
I'm sure that would be a nice, huge mark on his view on us. So I'd rather not mess with that. Considering he harbors a puppet that could literally rip us apart.
You know, I'm not usually the one that like will say it's for. Don't worry, the greater good's more important. But I think our mission at hand is a little bigger than this problem.
Yeah.
And I think King Neptune. Wait, sorry, King Kurkuri, King, Kenku, Muka. Fuck, I can't remember your name. Zuka.
Kukapada. I'm pretty sure. Didn't you say Kukuria? Because that's one of the empires.
Kukuri. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you like see me stumble around for your name for a little bit. And King Rakim.
Just call me Zuka.
Your things are probably more important than. Oh no. Oh, okay. More important than a couple of possible transactions. So maybe we can come back to this, but I think we should focus on the task at hand.
Yeah, people get traded every week.
So no, probably
as
don't
long
let
as it's not my people.
Trade.
I'm fine.
That's racist.
Wait, what?
Well, technically, if your people are... Never mind.
Yeah, I know the bigger problem that we have to worry about is bigger problems would be getting there safely and having to deal with those Titanians on our way there. Because they're
on one
going to definitely
hand,
be on the
we
watch for
could
someone like
possibly
him.
get killed for trying to save like 3 slave people, or we can light a pillar of light that brings down help against demon lords plaguing the world.
Yeah.
Whichever is the greater good.
You
know what I mean
now.
Those girls did sound mighty teenage. Don't ask how I can tell.
Kirsten's not back, right? She can't talk.
She's just muted. I don't know if she's actually there or not.
I saw she said she had issues with audio, but that was
Maybe it's because she's muted.
minutes ago. I don't know if she's here or...
Kirsten! Kirsten, can you hear us?
And you said we're in our quarters, right?
Correct.
Okay, good.
Alright. Yeah. Worry about the bigger evil first, lesser evils later. Well,
excuse me.
be a mercenary now, well, be a hero now and a king later.
Zuka takes a big sigh and it comes out of his trunk. And it's like, yeah. I hate to say, but you are right.
Well, since we're stuck
Also,
in here
thank you for that earlier.
Oh, remind me. Well, thankfully, I got a knack for figuring out something's up. If I didn't look at Maeve, I'm sure I would have just let him go.
All right. Well, I don't know what you guys are about to do, but I'm gonna check in with the captain and see how much longer we have left.
I'll follow behind you. Maybe somebody else needs some help with something around the ship.
Okay. As you two leave, Kirsten, you are muted if you're having audio issues. Maybe that's your issue.
You
But you're
can't
muted
unmute
on
her?
Discord. She's not globally muted. She's just.
Oh, I thought you had the power.
Well, I do if I were the one to mute her. If she mutes herself, I can't do anything about it.
That's weird.
So server muting, as you can see now, she's got a red microphone. That means she's server muted. I can take
Right.
that, but if she muted herself, I have no control.
Nor should you.
That's
That
weird.
would
His
be a
Discord-
pretty powerful tool to unmute someone.
No, that's why I asked, because this Discord that I'm in, they have the power to do that.
More than likely it's a role, and you don't have permissions to speak, which will mute you like that. But if they've got you server muted, then yeah, that's different. But anyway, you two end up walking out, leaving Maeve and Snoopy behind. And the last place you remember Captain Varnus being is on the deck below. So as you guys leave and start heading towards the door, or you leave outside, you go down to the top deck, and you open up the door that will lead you to the stairwell that goes down. And as you're walking towards that door, Captain Varnus is actually walking up. And he looks up and sees you. Ah, perfect. I was just about to come and speak with you all.
Oh,
Okay.
Let us meet back in your quarters. I'd
All
rather
right.
I'd rather say this only once.
all right.
All right. We go straight back into the corners.
You guys leave, and he follows behind you. And you guys come right back in, and Varnus comes through and closes the door. Well, first of all, I'm very appreciative that you all were here to help us with that encounter back there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest, I don't believe that my crew would have survived, and we would have all been probably sacrifices to Dagon and his vengeance on the material plane. So, he takes off his hat, essentially crosses it over his chest, and bows to all of you. I am forever in your debt.
Oh.
Now, the other thing that I wanted to speak to all of you about is that even though I owe you a great deal, currently I cannot pay you because I myself am broke. And that being said, I need to restrict your location on the ship to that of your cabins and to the top deck only. The repairs that we've got in place are very fragile, and one wrong move and this whole ship goes under. We have very minimal supplies left over, and if the repairs that we've made don't hold, then we're doomed. My crew and the Nameless will take care of monitoring the repairs, as they are all trained professionals. So, please, out of courtesy, don't endanger our lives any more than they have to be.
All right.
I can help. I know my way around the ship if you want it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you do. Oh, but go ahead, Gerald.
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you first.
No, I was gonna say, as he's saying that, I'm just like carelessly like spinning around a vial, like a circular vial of like the highest of my flame or firebomb grenade. Just spin it on my finger like a basketball.
Okay. And Varnus is definitely watching you as you're doing this. That being said, even with my gratitude, I need to restrict your movements. And he looks at you, Snoopy, and goes, I understand you know your way around a ship, but you don't know around this ship. So please, if you would. Our journey should only take another 2 days, as we do have to slow it down a bit, as to not rough up the waters too much to dislodge any of the repairs. So I do apologize about that. But we will serve your food within your chambers or on top deck, as you wish. And we'll make it to Skullport rather safely, should we all adhere to the new rules.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll just salute or nod my head.
I kind of look disappointed.
Yeah, I like have a hand on my hip and just checking my nails.
Perfect. I appreciate your understanding. You can't possibly imagine how... He starts to think for a second. Humiliating this whole ordeal has been for me. My reputation as a pirate has already been diminished quite a bit over the past few years, and this is only going to make me a laughingstock of Skullport.
As long as you're getting us to the destination, I'll do everything in my power to make sure we get there safely. So if you need us to adhere by those rules, I will adhere by those rules. Don't want to endanger anything else here.
Smiles and nods. Thank you very much again for your understanding. I'm almost certain Kirsten has something to say.
I'm gonna need her to get on the phone or something.
Yeah, can she not unmute herself just to make sure? Or unless she just can't hear us, though.
Yeah, that might be it too.
It's a bit of both. I can't hear you on my computer, but I've connected on my phone, so I'm listening while I'm trying to fix the problem.
Perfect.
Bring your computer to your parents' house on Christmas so that I can take a look at it.
Okay. The main issue is my headphones died, and I'm trying to get it to just play on my computer, but it won't, like the audio won't play.
I think I can fix this for you right now.
Here we go.
Cleo, stop stepping on my computer.
Yep, see them fucking cats, man. This is out to all you pussies out there. I swear to God, you get on my shit again.
Meow, meow, motherfucker.
Anyway, let me know when you're ready and we'll try this attempt to fix.
I'm ready.
Alright, so on the very bottom left side where you can mute yourself and stuff like that, there's the cog. And you're going to press that. It's called User Settings. Inside of User Settings, in the third sort of category called App Settings, is one called Voice and Video. What you want to do is if you want to hear your Discord come out of the speakers of your computer, you're going to change your output device to, more than likely it'll say speakers. I bet right now it says whatever your Bluetooth audio device's name is. So if you change that...
But I changed it to speakers and it didn't make any difference.
And then that case...
Just put it to default. And then it still hasn't done anything.
Okay, so in that case, on the very bottom in your taskbar on your computer where you have like the little volume icon thing, right click that and click on Open Sound Settings.
They're open.
Okay, and then on the right side on related settings, you're going to see the sound control panel. You're going to click that and it's going to open up a little white box. There's going to be 4 tabs, playback and recording. On the playback, right click your speakers and set default device. And then for recording, make sure whatever it is you're talking into, right click on that.
NBA predictions.
What the hell? NBA predictions?
Yeah, that's my bad, I'm sorry.
Who gonna win, man?
Lakers all day.
Well, when they lose, I'm gonna let you know. Well, I just realized that for
Wait.
some reason this didn't activate.
So I have the sound setting open, and then where am I supposed to go after that?
You have the sound control panel open.
Yeah.
All right, on the right side where you say see related settings, you're going to click on the sound control panel. I'll just mute Gerald for him.
Oh, it's at the bottom. Okay.
And it should bring up a white box called sound, and there should be like 4 tabs at the top. And you should see all of the devices that you could possibly use for your playback and stuff. You're going to right click on whichever one you want to hear out of and select the set as default device. And when you do that, there should be like a green checkbox that gets put over the icon of it.
Yeah, the problem is the green checkbox is already on the speakers, and it won't let me set the default anyway.
Okay, because they are already set to default.
Yeah.
I do know that sometimes this happens whenever you're using a device and then it just suddenly stops. So I guess for now you're just gonna have to use your...
Yeah, I charged the headphones enough to where I could turn them back on, connect them again, and then turn them back off. So it could like do that properly, but I don't know. I don't know. It just seems like I continue to have issues with audio, so...
Okay, gotcha.
But it's okay. I'll just use my phone.
Works.
But thank you for the help.
Yep, I'll fix it for you on Christmas for sure, or at least get it, like show you some other techniques that might work as well.
Okie dokie.
All right. So Captain Varnus looks to you all and says, "Is there anything that you need from me for the rest of our journey?"
Just get us there safely.
Oh, I intend to.
And I guess if there's any heavy lifting you need from me, I'm always here.
He winks at you and says, "Much appreciated." Well then, I'll leave you all to it. Rest up. We'll try to get a meal coming here within the next hour or so. I'm sure everyone's quite famished.
Yep.
So until then, and he tips his hat and walks towards the door.
I want to go to my bed and make sure my package is still there.
All right, you go and you look under the bed and it is missing.
God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. I start looking around.
Roll perception. The rest of you see Zuka as he goes to the cot that he has claimed as his own, and he looks under, and you see him kind of frantically moving shit around, and then he stands up and starts looking all over the place. And after about 30 seconds, he notices that his package, because of all the movement of the ship, the package actually made its way into a small little cubby in between one of the doors to like a sort of closet space and a wall. And after he had opened that door, the package fell over with a loud thud.
Oh,
I like appear right next to it, like, oh, looks like you found what you were looking for.
yes, oh, well, yeah, I did. I reach in to grab it.
All right, you reach down and you get the same magical tingling feeling in your hand. You kind of like, I guess, check it over by like sort of putting a little bit of pressure around it just to make sure it's all intact and it feels like a single piece of whatever it was, whatever it is.
Anybody good with things here? Like good at making things? Like
If it's not
Angie makes
anything,
costumes.
Yeah, I can make anything revolving around leather and metal.
Ah, that's exactly what I need you to do. How heavy is this braiding?
It's like at least 15 pounds, maybe 20.
Okay. Is there any way you can make me some leather straps? So I can tie around this thing?
Sure.
I want to kind of wear it like a backpack.
Yeah, definitely. Do you happen to have any, I don't know, fur or skin or anything like that?
As a matter of fact, I start looking around in my stuff.
Keem's inventory. Let's take a look. Fine clothes that you're probably not wearing, because you're wearing that lacquered armor.
Yeah.
Also,
What's in the explorer's pack? Here we go.
Also, Angelica, you do have like, you know, scrap materials and stuff that you've kept in your backpack. So you should have enough materials within what you can muster up, what Zuka can muster up, and with random tidbits that are around the cabin that you can find.
Or honestly, am I able to put this in my backpack?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I don't need it. I didn't know if it was like big enough. I thought this thing was pretty big.
Yeah, I mean the package itself, it's essentially the size of one of those big ass encyclopedias that you find at the library.
Oh, okay.
But it'll fit in the bag. It's just when you go to close it and clamp it shut, like you can still see probably about 1.5 to 2 inches of this package, kind of just like in between the flap of your bag and the clasps. So like it's exposed, but it's not completely exposed, if that makes sense.
All right. Never mind, Andrew.
Alright.
I just stuff it in my backpack.
As he does that, I find like a place in the corner and like sit down on the floor, cross-legged.
Is that package similar size to the object that we saw at the auction?
Roll a history check.
Also, is Snoopy wearing a collar?
In his picture, he is, but I don't think.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask.
I don't think he actually is.
Absolutely wearing a collar.
Do you have? Can I examine it? Like, just see? Well, I don't know. Do you have a identifier or something on there, like a charm? Like if if this dog is lost, contact this number.
You know how funny that would be.
Brady, I'm gonna leave that up to you.
Okay, I've made my decision.
I have a collar and it has my little name tag on it, but you can decide what's on the other side of it.
Do you take a look at it, Zuka? Because you do see the collar and you do see the tag.
And I've never like even thought to look at it. It's just not gone through my dog brain.
So Zuko comes down and he takes a look at your collar and he flips it over. And on the other side, obviously the front side says Snoopy. On the back side it says, "If found, please return to the Misty Peaks. C.B."
I look at it and look at Snoopy. Is this where you're from? The Misty Peaks?
I just like kind of have my tongue out and go, what? What does it say on there?
And I just repeat what Brady said.
And with this whole him sort of doing this, like as you're kind of eyeing the package, Snoopy, you're trying to think, where have I possibly seen that before? And then you get distracted with what Zuka is doing and completely forget your train of thought.
Haha, so I'm right. But Snoopy's not. And I don't yeah, I remember him. Do I remember him from the Misty Peaks?
I don't believe so, no.
I don't think I do, or...
You barely remember where you've been as a scabberwag.
And... The Misty Peaks, I don't even know where that is.
Ah. Okay. Does your owner know you're... I know it. Can I pull out a map? Can you take us to the... Or just take me to it?
I'll bring us all.
And I would know where that is.
Yes, you being a, you know, a member of a royal family in line for a throne, you have gone through many geography classes, mainly with what, like, sort of militaristic opportunities. A lot of places have neutral zones, things like that. And you know that the Misty Peaks are a part of the Sladoran Empire over here.
And where are we located right now? We're headed towards...
You guys are currently
here.
somewhere in
Continent.
this... you guys are somewhere in this, like, little radar area that I got going on.
Alright, turn around.
Yeah, I point that out. I point to the Misty Peaks on the map and show it to Snoopy and it's like, yo, you're far away from home. Did your owner know you're out this far?
Probably not, because I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Huh? So you know me. What I know, would Zuka know who that is?
Who CB is?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh,
you've
let me
not
do
heard.
mine really quick, Brady.
I don't
Maybe I
believe
can.
there's any way for, did you select a map token?
Not on purpose.
Oh, did I make these?
That's pretty
Which
cool.
map token did you do? Is that with disadvantage?
No, I had to. Well, I lost my screen, so let me open up. Because I'm not
yeah, I
on this
guess.
map. There's my
Oh,
disadvantage.
yeah, with your
So 8.
yeah, 8 and a 4. So, yeah, you hear CB and you think to yourself, you're like, well, I know my master's name is Charles, but I don't know who B is.
I say that verbatim.
I have learned Snoopy's speech patterns pretty well.
That is actually exactly what I would have said.
I'd start to giggle a little bit and just kind of pet him a little bit. And it's like, oh, okay, well. But you said he's dead though, so you just been roaming?
Yeah. Kind of a long story, but I don't really remember where I came from. Like, one of the first things that happened to me in my sentience was him dying, so then I just kind of wandered until I ended up on a pirate ship. So I don't remember how to get back home, or even what's at home.
Oh, well, I will say this, since you guys are helping me, like, I will make sure once we retake my kingdom, you'll always have a place to stay. So, I appreciate it.
No fooling.
I'm
I got you.
I'm like sitting down in that corner and cross-legged, just stretching my arms and everything like that, and then look to Maeve like, sir, what do you think about that scuffle back there?
Chicken and watermelon.
Roasted.
All right. All right. Well, I guess you thought nothing of it.
She said,
wonder-
"Fuck you," and left.
I bet Cleo fucked up her shit. And now she's throwing Cleo around.
C and
Yo,
B
shout out
never
to
better
cats.
not stand for cock and balls.
What if that's what he did?
It's just a
drunk one night.
troll. Yeah,
All right, well,
there's just this mountain that looks like it. It's like, that's where his house is.
You there, Kirsten?
Yeah.
Okay. We couldn't hear you if you were talking earlier.
I wasn't. I was listening because I was a little lost because I missed some of the earlier dialogue. So.
Okay. Angelica just asked you if you wanted to pipe in.
Oh no.
Was I the only one alive for the auction? Am I the only one left in the party that was there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Only thing I asked Maeve was, hey, sir, what did you think of that scuffle we had back there?
Oh, it was a nice warm up.
A warm up. Oh.
Just kidding. Just kidding. No, I mean it was interesting. I wonder who that weird fish guy was serving.
I have an idea.
Yeah, I would only
Oh.
assume that from before that guy screamed in both of our ears, he definitely said something along the lines of out of character. He said his demon lord's name, right?
No,
I don't think he did.
I don't think
He's
he
like,
did.
you will learn something, and then he screamed. I kind of remember you saying
Brady, roll history check for me.
like a wrath or something.
Me roll a
or-
history.
Brady roll history.
Doesn't look like you remember.
You will face
Hold
the
on.
wrath of.
Plus 11. Oh wait, hold on. I know where to find the. I remember now. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I was grappling him, and then he had that. "Ooh!" And then everybody was scared but me.
Yeah, he screamed and did a thing in everybody's face, and y'all were like, ah.
I don't think he said the demon's name though. I think he just said along the lines of like, you will learn to fear, serve, or something. But I don't remember him specifically saying Dagon.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna drop the name.
Oh yeah, he definitely didn't say Dagon. It started with
Okay.
a T. That much I remember. I just gotta.
Wait, the demon he serves is a different one?
Yeah, it didn't. It started with a T. That much I remember, and I know where to find it. I just have to go and find it.
Okay. So if he didn't say his name, I'm like, well, he said something about serving a demon lord, but don't know exactly who. He didn't say his name. But if he did say his name, we retcon that.
I don't want to deal with it regardless. And Zuko just starts to go around and start preparing his files.
In all honesty, we might not have a choice. We have 2 more days of this mess.
2 more days.
It's a long time to be stuck on a ship.
And I fall out on my bed, just like, God.
And only to be restricted to either this room or up to on the upper deck.
Right. Like,
Be
that's
very
not
hard.
fair. Alexidon gotta stretch his legs. I'm going to the top.
This is the first time my movement's ever been restricted. No one's been good at that.
Yeah, I need to rest up. So, I mean, I guess I'll meet you guys up top deck in a bit.
Oh yeah, is it what time is it?
It's currently, let's see. Pretty sure Dude Face popped in pretty early in the morning, like sometime between 11 and noon. So currently it's about noon 30.
Yeah, you need to give him a give him a '90s insult. Hit douche hole.
I'm gonna go up to the top deck and just chill out for a little bit, relax.
Well, I retcon. I'm not sitting in the corner. I'll go to the top deck and find a place to against the, I guess like on the boat and just sit there and like go into like a meditative state.
Okay.
I am going to take a quick short nap.
Okay. Yeah, short rest. Just click that short rest button on your character sheet, and roll whatever hit die you want.
Oh snap!
Might have to make a new name because it was like. I think it was a spur of the moment.
Oh, okay.
You can pick as many as you want in between. Actually, how many do you have left? You've got 10 left.
Yeah, I haven't used any of mine. I thought to tell you, I'm about to roll it. Did it work? Oh yeah, it does it automatically. Oh snap, that's cool.
Yeah. Now you gotta. So you have to, because you have to click it every time. You want to roll. Like I don't think you can input the exact amount.
That's fine. All right, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
So in situational bonus, is that where we put how many we want to roll?
Actually, hold on. I have a thing, I think, for this situation.
For hit die?
I think, but I might be,
I think what you got to do, select dice to roll is what your hit dice, like that's just what you have. Because if you multi-class, you can choose your other hit dice that you have. So you're just going to type how many you want to roll. So if you wanted to roll 3, you'll just type in the chat box 3, click that roll button 3 times.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was a thing.
Because that prevents you from rolling and being like, oh, well, I only needed to roll 1 in order to get my max HP back.
Okay, no, that wasn't it.
It makes it,
Yes.
Okay, I figured it out. Cool.
See, you did all yours in one.
Who did? No, she had to roll separately. But once you finish the rest, you click save and it'll tell you exactly how much.
Oh, I guess I didn't hit save. I fucked up.
Actually, I wonder why it only shows her getting 14. Oh, because she only had 14 to gain. That's why.
Interesting.
That makes sense.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then the only thing... Actually, now we can double check. Okay, cool. It does show that you've utilized... Okay, cool. Because I remember one update, like, what, 3 months ago, for whatever reason, you would use hit die and it would never change it. I don't know why it wouldn't, but it's fixed now, so that's good.
Yeah.
Since everyone has forgotten that name, I will just go and grab a new one, and we will use that name instead.
Oh, you forgot it too?
Yeah, I could have sworn I wrote it down, and I didn't.
Now his new name is Dan the Man.
No.
Dan the Demon Lord.
No.
Dixie the Scion.
I mean, I guess if we want to meet him real quick. We want to meet him real quick. We can call him Dixie the Scion.
Totally. That's Angie in her meditative state spitballing in her mind.
Yo ho, yo ho, ho ho ho.
Man, this Sprite,
over
this
here.
freaking winter spiced cranberry Sprite actually makes me want to drink a soda right now.
Yeah, I'll get you a name here in a second. I'm trying to find one that's actually good.
Gilmore.
Gilmore's Glorious Goods.
Doug.
I'm in it.
Did he? What a silly dude.
What if we named the new demon Santa?
Oh God, no, 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 freaking
And then he's like, don't ever call me Satan because I wanted to be called that, but it was taken. And so like he has like a personal vendetta against Satan.
Oh no, his name totally needs to be Krampus.
Krampus?
Krampus.
Krampus.
Holiday cheer. No, we don't want to meet him, so stop, Kirsten. Stop it. Please stop.
I have
God, no.
stats.
So fun.
I have the stats.
No, please no. We don't feel like fighting right now, man. I want to bask in the glory of me taking out a Meg. Let me bask in that for a little bit.
Alright. I think it is... I'm gonna type it real quick. Because I actually think this might be the one that I found, but I'm gonna go through. There it is. I found it.
You all will feel the will of
Baxtrus. And yeah, in character, Angelica says the name.
Baxtrus. All right. Retconned. That's exactly what Zuka's doing right now. It's just singing to himself.
He's like, what up, baby? Yeah.
He's singing the Girls Gone Wild commercial. He's like singing like the music that like goes on in the background for that. Bing, 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 bing.
Hello?
Yes.
I remember I did write it down, but the ships, I ended up deleting that map because it got jacked up and it deleted the token that was named that creature.
Ah.
I knew it. I knew it.
Ah. Man, it'll be ironic if that merchant just popped up on the ship. Going like, hey, where have you been this whole time?
And we gotta save him. Just saying, y'all.
Ah. But yeah, I'm still currently like in my thoughts and meditating.
Okay. So you're meditating. Zuka is
I went to the top deck.
top deck, just chilling.
Yeah.
Okay. And Maeve is...
Napping.
I'm like, I guess I'm
And
around
Snoopy
Maeve while
is-
she's napping.
Snoopy is trying his hardest to remember where the Misty Peaks are and what a CB is.
Okay.
Realizing that he's had this information on his neck for years and nobody has even read or he's like
Bothered to
hasn't
look at
acknowledged it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just what he wears.
Zuka, when you busted out your map, I'm assuming you kind of like laid it on a table so everyone could kind of look at it at the same time, right?
Well, yeah, technically. I was showing Snoopy specifically where it was on the map.
So Snoopy, you were given the exact location of where the Misty Peaks were, because Zuka has heard of a lot of the, I guess you would say, not strongholds. What are they called? Not world wonders, but like points of interest in
Marvels?
various locations. Yeah, Marvels might work, yeah. And he points out that the Misty Peaks is in between the Sladoran and the Vuberan Empire. And you definitely remember because it only literally happened like 3 days ago in game. You guys were told that your master, Snoopy's master, his lab or whatever have you, his hideaway, wherever he conducted his experiments was somewhere in between Sladora and the Vuberan Empire.
That must be the Misty Peaks. Something clicks in his head.
So as you are all kind of chilling, Snoopy remains looking at the map more than likely, like gathering the information and processing it all, as a dog does. Zuka goes outside for some fresh air. Angelica and Maeve are kind of just chilling, resting. The Zuka, as you're looking out across the, the waves and stuff, you've noticed that there's a change in the calmness. You can see that the waves are now starting to roll. The waves are starting to crash. You can actually now see sea life. You see dolphins in the distance jumping, having fun doing what dolphins do. You start to see like the clouds have come back and kind of paint a picture in the sky. And everything now feels actually calm. Before it was like a stillness, and it was so still on the sea that Varnus was, kind of paranoid about it, and that paranoia kind of infected the crew in a way to where everybody was kind of on edge. But now you can see that this is the actual calmness of the sea, and you just hear the creaking of the ship, which isn't as calming because of the fact that that the repairs that were done are so I guess what's the word? I just had it on the fragile. The repairs that have been done are so fragile that, one wrong move, a quick turn, or maybe a jolt of wind could possibly undo whatever repairs they've done underneath the decks. And that kind of brings a little bit of an edge to it. But everything's calm. Everything's quiet. And this has been the first time in a very long time that you've actually felt some semblance of peace.
I just let out a great big sigh, like, ah.
Maeve.
Okay, I was gonna say, do I hear that?
Maeve, you look on your shoulder and Cadfan's looking at you, and you notice that Cadfan's, normally his eyes are black, but they've turned to a stark.
How is he there?
I thought he was there. He didn't die.
He got exploded, didn't he?
Yeah, he got puffed.
Yeah, I kind of punched the mess out of him.
Oh yeah, no, I forgot. I forgot that you whooped his ass. Never mind. That doesn't happen.
Yeah,
Forget I said
have to summon
anything.
him again.
I'm sorry. I'm out of my element. I'm still coming down off of my aggressiveness that I was at earlier. Yeah, my anger that I had, and it's definitely made it to where I can't think straight right now.
You can tell that you're like coming down off something when
It's
when
okay,
you first started the session. You just heard, "Yep, all right, guys, we're going to start this session." It's like he sounds super.
We got
calm.
you, Brady. We got you.
Okay. Never mind.
Would you like
Cadfan
me
doesn't do
to
anything.
wake up from a nap and take the time to summon Cadfan?
I don't think you can. Don't you have to wait a day if he dies?
hold on. Let me check. I don't think I have to wait a day. I just think it's a matter of re-summoning him.
Like if
Sentinel
she
Raven.
didn't summon him that day, she probably can summon him now.
The raven vanishes if it dies. At the end of a short or long rest, you can call the raven back. Perfect. So yes, at the end of your long rest, more than likely you would do this every time. Or yeah, short rest. You call Cadfan back, and you do your little ritual. Angelica and Snoopy watch you do this. They have seen you do this, and as you sort of you clap your hands around a raven feather. And much like a David Blaine magic trick, as you reveal your hands, Cadfan essentially grows from that feather, and he raises his arms, or his wings rather, and he starts to fly around, and he actually lands on Angelica and starts pecking her horn.
Hey, Betty, I didn't mean to get you killed like that.
And Cadfan looks back at you, you know, beady black eyes, and you can feel the apology has been accepted. And Cadfan looks back at Angelica one more time, pecks her on the cheek, just enough to like sort of like pinch you a little bit, not hurt you to the point where you lose a hit point, but peck you to where you're like, fucking bird. Yeah, exactly.
All right, look, I'm sorry too. Things got a little out of hand. I hope you can forgive me. And I put out a finger.
And Cadfan is flown away and landed on Maeve's shoulder, and kind of does that little head tilt thing, and looks around, and looks over at Maeve, and Maeve, you hear in your mind, "Fuck that guy."
Calls him a guy.
Yeah, I'm on the.
I said what I said Cadfan.
All right. And I stretch, get up. All right, I'm heading up top. Staying here. Kind of want to try out some fishing.
I need to get above deck. I don't like being in this enclosed space.
All right. Well, right. See you up there then. And I start walking up there while in the process of pulling out the harpoon gun.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow her.
Snoopy, do you stay in the crew quarters?
I think I'm gonna hang out with Zuka.
So Snoopy leaves with you guys, but as you go towards one edge of the ship, Snoopy looks around, sees Zuka kind of like towards the front of the boat, just like peering over, looking towards the direction the ship is sailing. And Snoopy runs, blinks, whatever it is that he feels like doing to get towards Zuka.
Hello there, Snoopy.
Oh, hi. What's up?
What is Snoopy doing right now?
I just like came over with you.
Oh, okay.
So what's in your little backpack? That thing you looked really scared about it.
What's in my backpack? I take it off real quick and just open it. I mean, outside of this thing, and I start pulling out a bunch of stuff because it's an explorer's pack. I got my mat.
The item that you were freaking out about. And then you asked Angie to make a backpack out of it, and then you're like, oh yeah, I have a backpack.
Oh yes, this. I don't know what it is. But this is how we got our ride. I have to deliver this.
Can I see it?
I set it down. I set it down, but I
want to see it.
I set it down, but I specifically say don't open it.
Can I feel it?
It's in front of you.
I like,
Like
reach
I'm
out
reaching. Yeah, I'm like reaching it out to you so you could like examine it or whatever.
I like reach out my front paw and like catch it and kind of recoil.
Okay.
I would assume I feel a jolt of energy, but Brady's not responding,
Hello?
so
Test
yeah,
1 2.
okay, there you are.
This is the most awkward conversation between a dog and.
Oh, I see. I accidentally undid my microphone. That's why. Anyway, like I was saying, as you reach out, yes, you feel a surge of magical energy through your paw, but it's more intense than any of the magical items that you've ever come into possession of. And because of how intense it is, it almost feels as if it's like reaching out for you. So you instinctively like jump away, maybe blink away a couple feet.
So I noticed him do that, and I say, "Yeah, you feel that, right?"
Whoa! Does this jolt anything in me, Brady? Do I know what this is?
I don't believe so, because I don't think you ever physically handled that thing at the auction.
All right. I mean, that was like what, 4 days ago?
Like a week. a week.
And it was like $2.5 million. I was wondering if I would remember.
After he does
Man,
that, I put it back in my backpack.
yikes. You should be careful with that.
I know. That's why I almost passed out. So that's why I'm keeping it close with me now.
Don't you want to know what it does?
I'm not really. I'm here to do a job, and I'm focused on my people. So I don't want to jeopardize anything. I was specifically told, or we were specific. I was specifically told to not look at it. So
By who?
Joker.
Do I put these dots together? I mean, I am putting these dots together.
I know you are, as a person. I just don't know. Roll another history check for Snoop. I'll say, yeah, you're starting to put it together. You're thinking, wait a second. Joker told him not to touch it. One time Joker told us that there was something very important we had to get. And that thing was like that shape. But I never touched it, so I don't know if it was magical or not. But Vikavor one time, he touched it and he even read it and he almost died from it. I miss Vikavor.
Facts.
I don't know if that's 100% true.
You're right.
Thinking that. As Snoopy's thinking that. As Snoopy's thinking that, he's like following.
Ethan, I don't know if I missed Vikavor.
As Snoopy's thinking about Vikavor, all you hear is in his head is, "Burn it all, burn it all."
down to the ground. So Zuka, you say Joker gave it to you, and then you like these wheels start spinning in Snoopy's head, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
I raised my eyebrow. Out with it, boy.
I don't know for sure, but I think I might know what that is. And if it is, yeah, exactly. That thing worth over 2.5 million gold.
Oh, really?
And I bought it.
And you said you bought it?
Yeah, and it's very, very, very dangerous. Don't read it.
I don't even know what it is. I'm not going to. I start to scratch my head about at it. So you came in contact with this thing?
Yeah. I was told to purchase it at an auction. I think that's what it is. I'm too scared, but I don't want to double know for sure. But man, it's powerful.
That's crazy. I guess that's why he said don't look at it.
No, I wonder who he wants to give it to.
Well, I gotta hand it to whoever, so I guess we'll find out in a little bit. Or as soon as we get there.
And
Do you think that? Do
Go
you
ahead.
think that's what that guy wanted? To attack the boat? I wonder if he was drawn to that magical power.
Is it? This thing is not like radiating, like emitting an aura or anything like that, is it?
Like not physically, from what you can see, but you can tell just being in its presence, like you can feel the magic now that you've made contact with it. And it's not like it's calling out to you or that you feel some sort of connection. It's just because of that, how big of a surge of magical energy when you touched it. Just that fact alone, you just got this feeling of where it is at all times.
Yeah, I've never felt anything like that before. At least not to my knowledge, but yeah, I'm just gonna drop it off, and then that be the end of that.
I guess if you took the job, I'm not one to say don't do the job, but I'm kind of
roll
nervous
history.
you're giving it to now.
Are you talking to me?
More curious.
Correct. I don't think I ever saw you roll a history for it. Yeah.
Shout out to me being proficient in history and still not being able to get that.
Did you hear that? Did you just fucking hear that? None of you heard that.
No.
It works now. Oh my god. That's beautiful. Oh, he rolled a natural 1. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So one person, not everybody, just one person. Just roll like a random skill or something until you get a natural 1 or a natural 20.
I don't hear anything.
It's really quiet.
All I heard was.
No, really?
Yeah, every time you roll a natural 1, that happens.
I can't hear it at all.
Maeve, we're taking that
probably
natural
have
1 on your
your,
next acrobatics, by the way.
What?
Huh?
What'd you say?
She's doing cartwheels outside on her way to up top. That's what she's doing.
Yeah.
Hey, Gerald, on your ambient, do you have like ambient sounds down or
All my stuff is normal.
is up? Oh, I wonder. That's interesting.
Yeah, that natural 1 is me face planting right as I get up to top deck.
That's you falling overboard.
I'm just like cartwheeling like all the way like up the stairs and everything, and then all of a sudden it's just like splat on the top deck.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, it should be your ambience.
It's turned up.
Oh, is it?
I just couldn't hear it.
I might need to just go remake the file and just make it a little bit louder, I guess. And then re-upload it, but I'll do that after session. But yeah, it's hilarious.
So yeah, so I kind of engage with Snoopy a little bit. What does it look like?
It's like it looks like a stone tablet with writing on it. Is that right?
Kinda. Definitely a tablet. It's definitely got writing on it, but you remember it being green.
And I think it's like a gray color.
It's a gray? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't see colors.
Yep.
It was gray. It was like this shade of gray. I don't know. I don't describe the color. It's irrelevant to me.
Oh, okay.
More of like a charcoal gray or. Okay.
Like a decolored saturated gray.
Dogs actually don't see black and white, but this is funnier for this. Dogs don't discern red and green, I don't think. But I will omit the color. Did it glow, or was it like a? Because I would notice that.
No, it didn't glow.
Okay.
And you said you bought this thing. That's crazy. I wonder why he
I
just
don't
didn't
remember.
then.
Huh?
I said,
He didn't trust us, I don't think. Seems like you have the right motivation to come through with something of such value.
I guess so.
We also kind of failed his last mission because I forgot that I wasn't. And you can pull up Snoopy's PTSD again.
I just noticed him like kind of spacing out.
Hey Zuka, what if I told you
Oops, wrong one.
that?
No, what? There you go.
What if? How could there be paintings of me describing my life that are ancient pictures, like thousands of years old?
I'm gonna say he doesn't know. Like, I don't think he.
And why would it only be up to this point? Why didn't it have anything about my future?
Hold on, like, you're kind of throwing him off a little bit. Hold on, like what? What? Hold on, take it from the top. Okay, so you saw what?
Well, so like, we were asked to get these ancient pictures to steal them, and when we got there, they turned out to be pictures that were really relevant to all of our past, but they were made way before us, so every one of the pictures had something to do with one of our party members, and how could they have been painted so long ago? And then how come it wouldn't show my future in the painting? Why would it only show up till now? Just...
So the one dealing with you specifically didn't show anything.
You weren't
it showed
in it.
only the current.
It showed all of my party members that had died up until that point that I saw the painting.
Oh wow.
It was like someone painted it at that time and then put it in the past for it to be seen by me at that exact time.
Where were these paintings from? Or
Is
who had
there
these
free
paintings?
will? Is everything determined? Do we matter?
Is he just like, so is he like full blown spaced out right now?
Who's Snoopy?
like,
He's probably looking at
it's
you with like
Eric.
these puppy eyes, like, do I even matter?
I try to snap him out of him, like, hey.
Sorry, I so much has happened so fast I haven't got a second to think about that.
I know.
Listen to me. Nobody matters.
And also kidding.
It's kind of true though. But so do you know anything about that? I think it's good for us to get out of the city. Also, is that a tic-tac-toe board up on the mast?
Yeah, well, yes, it is, and I kind of direct him towards it to kind of distract him a little bit.
Is that actually Connect 4 on the mast there?
It is.
That's awesome. The Snoopy's just kind of hysteric right now, and I think I'm gonna go lay down.
That's a good boy.
Tail wags, and I got to add another one to my journal here.
Yeah, also, I'm going to jot down what he said, though.
Okay.
Interesting.
While that's going on, Maeve, you and Angelica are kind of chilling. Angelica's got the harpoon gun and the mantle, the manta ray, on.
All right. And out of character, how much ammo do I just have? One harpoon for this harpoon gun, or do I have more than
you've
one?
got. Well, there's ammo that is like on the top deck. I'll say that at a quick glance, you see that right in your vicinity, you've got like 6 shots that you can.
Hey.
Ooh. All right. And I guess since I have the cloak on, is there any rope anywhere?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of rope. You and your
Nope,
fucking
not on
rope.
this ship. There's no rope on this boat.
I also have one thing I want to do after Kevin is done doing this.
All right. Hey, Maeve, want to help me with this?
What are you doing?
I'm about to do some deep sea fishing, and I'm gonna tie this around my waist, and I guess I need you to keep an eye on the rope.
Captain Varnus
okay.
is kind of just overlooking the situation. He's at the wheel, and well, we're going slow enough that you should be able to keep pace, especially with that cloak of yours.
Yeah. All right. Never mind. Well,
I definitely would take the rope just in case you get lost.
True.
You wouldn't
All
think
right.
it, but man overboard, sometimes they don't get found, even in the wide open blue.
True. Yep. Never mind. Back to the plan. So I'm gonna tie this around my waist, and I just need you to keep hold and keep an eye out.
Are you sure it's a good idea to go in the water?
Well,
Considering what we just like dealt with like a couple hours ago?
Well, for the most part, I'm thinking I took care of one of the most dangerous things so far that we've encountered, so confident enough that we'll be okay-ish to safely do this, right?
I don't know. I don't think it's safe to get in the water, but that's me. What if all those jellies are still there?
I
They
would.
can't hurt you.
I would roll a nature check on that, but I'm sure I will fail.
Well,
Screw it, I'm gonna roll it.
so as Maeve calls out the jellies, Captain Varnus, being a sea dog himself. Yes, those jellies, man of war, we call them. They typically flock to locations of battle. We've encountered many jellyfish on our voyages, and usually the sunken ship isn't ever safe to go by until a couple hours have passed, unless you wish to join them at the bottom of the sea. The man of war flock to these locations. It's almost as if they can just sense the very vibration of cannon fire or other things attacking the ship, much like that megalodon. So they flock and they wait. Anything that enters the water that's not native, they can almost feel it.
Eesh.
And their little whip-like tentacle can reach out to, I've seen, over 100 feet.
And yeah, I felt over 100 volts. So it wasn't very
Yes, and I've got to say, I'm not quite certain how it is you survived that encounter.
fun. Oh, you know? I'm not
No.
alive.
I mean, you look plenty alive to me. Are you saying you're
Bruh.
undead
Si, senor.
and sentient, yet... powerful? Most undead that I know of, at least in the stories, are either stupid and powerful, or they're quite frail, but they're the smartest motherfuckers you've ever seen.
Yeah, from what my creator said, I hold up air quotes while I say that. If I don't stay so reliant on my innate abilities, I should be able to stay relatively normal to what I am, as you see.
Very interesting indeed.
So,
Well,
yeah.
yes, I think men of war then are the least threatening thing in this entire ocean. At
Until,
least to you.
yeah, took out that shark, so hopefully I don't run into anything else like that down there. But I'm not going to be out there that long anyway.
Very
And
well.
I looked
We'll
up-
make sure to have floaties ready for you, just in case.
All right, corrector mundo. All right, I looked to Maeve. All right, here you go. And I'd hold out the rope as I tie the rest of it around my waist.
All right.
Wait, I'm supposed to. Why can't you tie it to like the mast or something? I don't think I'm strong enough for this.
I mean, it's simply, you're literally just a guide. You're just holding the rope for me, just in case I don't find my way, and I'll like pull. Well, I don't know, just hold the rope.
Oh,
Just
okay.
hold the rope. You're not gonna, you shouldn't have to pull me up. I should be okay.
Should being the operative word. Cadfin, keep
right?
an eye out for anything that looks like a giant shadow or could be coming potentially. And Angie, I'll tug on the rope twice if we see something.
All right.
Cat
Sounds like a
leaves your
plan.
shoulder and starts to fly.
And I put on the hood of the cloak, and then step on the edge and dive right off.
Acrobatics check.
Oh.
So you get up there with your curious. What acrobatics check did you press, Kirsten?
I did it off of the main screen, just under the skills drop down.
And then you pressed yours from your character sheet, I take it, Kevin?
Yeah.
Huh. Sure.
I mean, let me do it off here too. See if it does anything different.
I'm just curious. Maybe one of the modules updated
Yeah.
and went back to defaults or something like that.
Yeah, because that top one was from the character sheet, and this one was from the little toolbar right here.
Doesn't. I was just curious, but anyway, you step back a couple feet. You grab a couple of those javelins, and you got your harpoon in the other hand, and you run and jump off. And when you jump off, you essentially, arms outstretched, and as you get closer to the water, you put the javelins and the harpoon in front of you to essentially cut through the surface, and you dive right in, barely making a splash despite your size. And Captain Varnus is kind of looking over and, what can't that woman do? As you come underneath the surface of the water, you look up and you can see that obviously just kind of floating there, the ship is gently, I guess, skating across the sea. It's not going super duper fast. Like, with the movement speed that you're granted from the cloak, you can definitely make it in a round. right back to where you were, and actually you could use the dash action to get ahead of the ship and essentially sit there before it even comes close to you for a couple seconds. So after you gauge the speed of the ship, you start to sort of dive a little deeper and look around. And you're looking, and you can see the rays of the sun lighting up the first 60 feet or so of the depth that you see around you. And as you look around, you see all this, like, these little speckles of things that are just sort of floating. You see schools of fish as they're kind of like swimming around and stuff like that. You can see dolphins in the distance. As you look down, though, you can see the sort of darkness that's about 60 feet below you. And beyond that, it's just like pure black. It's like definitely the darkest thing you've ever seen in your life.
All right. And are there?
You're from the abyss.
As I look around, do I see any fish or anything like that?
There are fish well within your speed range to get close, and well within the range of the harpoon to take a couple shots. So roll a, since you're not proficient in a harpoon gun, or actually you're proficient in martial and simple weapons, so never mind, you are proficient in the harpoon gun. Roll a d20 plus 7.
Okay.
And then I would just copy that formula so that you can paste it whenever you need. Actually, I could probably... Okay. So you swim up, you get within, 60 feet of a fish. You pop up the harpoon gun real quick, and you pull the trigger, and you watch as the javelin shoots forward. You see that it has trailed behind it it's not a thick rope. It's definitely a lot thinner than the rope that you've got tied around your waist. It's pretty much maybe a little thicker than like fishing twine, but it is flowing out of the tube of the harpoon gun with the javelin. And as the javelin pierces through a fish, you can see like a small cloud of blood. But the javelin remains within the 60 feet, and you see that there's like a little reel on the side of it that you grab and just start to crank it, and it brings the fish closer to you.
All right. I'll go ahead and do that and store that fish in my pack.
Righty.
Then reload up. And we'll search for some more and then see if we can pop a shot at that as well.
All right. Yep. There's a couple more fish. There's enough fish around here for you to probably hunt for about 30 minutes or so. So go ahead and roll me a D100, please.
Okay.
You catch 39 fish within like 30 minutes of you being underwater.
Hot damn.
Cool. And then
at one point during your as you're harpooning them, you're in various locations around the ship. Sometimes you're at the front of the ship, sometimes you're at the back, sometimes you're at the side, sometimes you dive a little lower. And at some point you notice that a pod of dolphins come by, and they're kind of sitting in the back of the ship, kind of trailing it and just following, watching as you spear this fish. And occasionally one of them swims up to the javelin as you're trying to reel it in, and they actually snatch the fish off of the end of the javelin and they swim away.
Well, I guess I got more than enough.
They steal 35 of your fish. I'm just joking. They steal 4. They steal 4 of your fish in this way, and as they do that, they remain at the back end of the boat as it's trailing away, and they actually start to gain speed, and then they jump up in the air and start making splashing, almost as if they're inviting you to come join them. And you watch as the waves, you can see the waves that are being created by the ship, and they're kind of using those to gain more momentum and gain more height as they jump up. And they see your prowess in the water and are essentially inviting you to join them.
In my mind, it's like just saying screw it, and then I go over there towards them and try to imitate them.
All right. So as you jump up, go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Okay. So you watch a couple times, the dolphins jump up and, you know, do their thing. They do a couple flips, and you do the same thing. As you come out of the water, you look at the back of the boat, and you can see the damage that Megalodon did at one point in time. You can see that there's actually a couple of the serrated teeth lodged within these thick pieces of lumber. You can see that it's almost as if the whole backside, imagine a car that's kind of been crunched down a little bit on either the hood or the trunk, and the backside of the ship looks like that. And you can actually see, for a moment, you look at the back, and there's this, towards maybe one deck above, or one deck below where you've been, or where you guys were fighting on the ship, and you can see a dragonborn that's kind of looking out, and it looks like he was enjoying the dolphins, but then he makes eye contact with you, and he his hands instinctively come out of the window, and he reaches out and he's like, "Help me!" And you dive back into the water.
All right. And I process that in my mind, and then pretty much figure out, you know what? It's time to get out the ship. Time to get out the water. I'm seeing too much. And I make my way back up towards the ladder.
Okay.
Well, while I'm doing
Did
that,
you just let someone drown? I may have missed that.
No, they're on the ship. They're just in a lower part of the deck that you guys were only at when you guys were fighting.
And as I'm making my way back to the ladder, I pull out a few fish and throw it back there.
Okay. Define a few.
I
you have
5.
34 of them.
I'll give them 5.
Or you have 35 of them, my bad. So now you have 30 fish left. And the dolphins, they grab them and they start to play in the waves again. And as they notice you essentially climbing up the side of the ship, you watch them dive and jump up through the water and the waves a couple more times, and then they swim off.
All right, and as I'm climbing up and get back on the ship, I look to the captain. Hey, caught dinner. And throw them all down.
Perfect. And he leaves the wheel for a second, and he puts some sort of stick underneath the wheel to essentially catch it and make it to where it doesn't move. And he goes towards one of the portcullises and yells down, "Oi! Someone bring the cook up. Angelica's caught us fresh fish for dinner." And you can hear a couple of folks rumbling and getting some stuff together. And then the cook and 2 other of the remaining pirates come up with a large iron cauldron. "Oi! What type of fish do you like? Do you like fish stew? Since you're the one that caught them, I'll prepare them your favorite way."
Well,
assuming we've got the ingredients, of course.
I guess we can just stick with it. Let's keep it basic. Fish too.
Perfect.
Been a long time since I had that.
And you watch as the pirates are starting to like grab handfuls, toss them in the cauldron, and then they heave it back. Yep, it'll take us about, well, this amount. It'll probably take us about an hour to descale them, and then it'll probably be about an hour and a half to get the stew all ready. I'll bring you the first bowl, make sure it's up to your liking.
All right, Chief. I do a barbaric salute and pat my chest a little bit.
Nice catch, Angelica. I gotta say, you're the most impressive woman I've ever met.
Yeah, well, you know, it's not too often that I get a compliment. Usually it's about me being ugly or something like that.
We're all ugly to someone, but we're all beautiful to others, and he winks at you.
Touché. So, Maeve, you want to get a crack at that? Get in that water, see what you can find?
No.
Are you sure? It was actually fun. It's pretty refreshing, actually.
Good. Thank you, though.
Oh, come on. Don't you want to take a little dip in the water?
No.
Nice and salty.
No.
Come on. And I get behind her and start like massaging her. Come on, it'll be fun.
Nope. I'm gonna duck back around. I don't swim, so we'll just we'll let you do all the swimming and you have fun.
All right, whatever. Well, that was pretty fun. I mean, I guess let's see what our king is thinking about right now.
Speaking of Rakim, what was that thing you wanted to do, Gerald? Muted!
So I wanted to ask, talk to myself in my head and ask if, damn, I had it. I forgot. I'll type it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'm heading over to Zuka and Snoopy.
Okay. And yeah, they're both sitting there chilling. They look like Snoopy looks like he's seen a ghost and is trying to process some shit. And Zuka's kind of like, he hasn't seen a ghost, but he's also trying to process some shit.
Oi, oi, oi! What are you two doing here?
Roasted.
All right, well, I guess I'll leave you two to it. And I walk in the complete opposite direction.
You just got a blank
He's
stare
having an
from me.
existential crisis.
I'm actually not there. I'm back at the cabin. Remember, I went to take a nap.
Oh yeah. So I guess I'm still doing that to Zuka ignoring me. All right, I guess I'll go this way and just go back to Maeve and just bother her for a bit.
I'm almost 100% certain that Zuka would continue to actually ignore you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Out of character, for sure. All right, well, Maeve. So, what do you do for fun?
I don't know.
Oh,
Read,
so
I guess.
So you mean you're so docked into your duties that you just don't have fun?
I mean, I guess. I don't know. I've been serving my goddesses for so long that I just do what they ask, and normally it takes up a lot of my time, but I've never really had much free time, so...
Man, I'm surprised that
I
you're so
enjoy
happy-go-lucky.
reading and talking to Cadfan, and travel is fun, you know, when there's not a bunch of demons running around, I guess. So
you don't have You don't have any friends or anything besides your bird pal and those goddesses?
I mean, I've met some people out on the road and helped some and, you know, things like that. But I guess no really, really close friends. Maybe like one or two people, but no. I try to maintain a distance, given the nature of who I serve.
Yeah,
And she says she tries to keep. I slowly kind of scooch over to her.
As I see Zuka doing that, like, I'm surprised that you're still so happy-go-lucky, considering seems very slavish how you go about things. No offense.
It's not slavish, it's just I'm busy.
Ooh. I see. Well,
And what
yeah,
about
usually
you? You serve this turtle lid person?
That she does. Joking, he's not there.
Yeah, serve is a very strong term. Think of it more as a mutual I don't know, opportunity for both of us.
Out of character, did you ever explain to us?
Not to you.
Okay, cool. I don't have anything to say then.
Yeah, it's I don't know. He'll call me eventually, but he did say explicitly like he'll only call upon me if he actually needs me for something.
Interesting. So I guess what do you do in your free time then?
Well,
What do you do for fun?
Well, usually when I had warm blood in my system, I'd usually go out and drink, go to fight clubs, bang some people. I don't know. That's just things to let the load off.
And she says bang people, I kind of want.
Hey, you'd be surprised at a lot of people who want this, both men and women. As I like flex a little bit.
I didn't see any of that. I just walked.
Didn't even.
Babe's eyes get kind of like big, and she's like, "Okay." You know, I think the captain has a crush on you.
Oh, I'm sure he does. I'm gonna continue teasing him.
I start to throw up overboard.
Did you just say you jump overboard?
No, I say I start to throw up.
And
Zuka, are you okay? You should take one of those healing potions you have.
That's a good idea.
do you need me to pat you in the back? Because I will.
Hell no.
As I start cracking my
Is it
knuckles.
seasickness?
Yes, that's exactly.
Should we worry?
No, not at all.
Do you have
Yeah, I think
something
we
to
should
help with
worry.
seasickness? Like
Hey.
a really strong ginger drink or something?
Captain, yes, he's seasick. Like I can slap him on his back. I don't think that's going to be enough. I think he needs some alcohol in his system.
I don't.
Oh.
I can make a potion. I'm good. And
Oh no, the small remedy will always work.
You be in to make your own potion?
He makes a blinding potion.
Well, anyways,
Memory eraser. That's better.
but yeah, if I'm not doing any of that, I'm usually doing mercenary work, which usually revolves in me protecting people, escorting people, or collecting stuff for my good pal. So, yeah, adventuring is kind of my shtick.
I mean, traveling and adventure, you know, that's always fun.
Of course, you meet a lot of weird characters. In fact, there's this one guy that I met who had a thing for necrophilia. It's freaking weird.
What?
Yeah, we ended up encountering a bunch of zombies and whatnot, and he didn't want me to kill him. It was, in fact, he described it to me as him wanting to sleep and caress one of the corpses, and maybe that they would turn back to normal. Blasphemy, I say. But he was stuck in his ways. But I mean, got him to his location safely. But it was he was an odd one. He talked about all the things he did to like all the deceased that he encountered. It was, yeah, I don't know. Definitely wasn't the weirdest story, but that's definitely among one of the weirdest.
Yeah, he sounds really weird.
Yeah.
Angelica! You hear your name as the cook comes up from the bottom. Here, please taste that. Tell me if it's to your liking.
Take a spoonful.
And it's got a nice kick to it. It's not super salty, but you can taste all the spices and other things. And it's got a creamy broth to it. And as you start to slurp some of the broth and slosh it around your mouth, you then take a scoop of the fish and some of the vegetables with it and start to chew on that. And everything's super tender, fall apart in your mouth, taste wonderful.
I'm like, I do something very anime-like, and just like, used to be like, oh my god, this is delicious.
You notice that out of nowhere, Snoopy is right next to you.
Boy, here, have a taste of this. And I take out a piece of fish and like squat down to him and hand it to him, put it towards his mouth.
Yeah, I don't even like chew it, I just swallow it.
Good, right?
Oh.
Sir, this is perfect.
Perfect. I'll bring you a bigger bowl and soup's up, everyone. And he goes down.
Yay!
And in the next like 5 minutes, he's got everybody a bowl with their spoon and everything. As everybody comes up and starts to sing songs and tell stories as they eat. Captain Varnus doesn't eat just yet. He continues to keep his eye on the ocean, and you notice that he keeps like essentially surveying every which way, just to make sure that everybody's essentially safe.
Oh yeah. I walk towards Zuka and like whisper a little bit and straight say, there you something to tell everybody once we get back to our quarters.
What?
While I was out there, I saw something. And definitely gotta run it by you guys when we get back to our cabin.
Important?
Is
it important?
It pertains to what we talked about earlier.
What are we talking about? Oh, okay. All right. Eating a...
Alright.
Yeah, and you guys definitely can do that. So Zuka is in the middle of his food after Angelica talks to him, and he's like, this is so good, I'm gonna eat it in the room. He grabs another helping and goes away, and then Angelica kind of nods off to Snoopy and Maeve to join him. And nobody seems to notice you guys head back to your quarters, except for Captain Varnus. But he doesn't say anything as you guys pass him to get to your quarters.
Alright.
So, are we here?
Yep, you guys
Is everybody here? Is everybody in attendance for him?
Here.
Here.
Alright. Close the door.
Present.
Andrew, the floor. By all means.
Fire away.
Alright. All right. I say it in a lower tone, not to say it too loud, because I know my character is bassy. Like, so while I was out there fishing, and decided to fool around with the dolphins back there behind the ship. For a split second there, I saw a guy reaching his arm out, screaming for help. So most likely we are dealing with a slave kind of situation.
Underwater?
No, he's from like one of the windows of the ship.
Oh.
Oh.
So seems like this is definitely a slave kind of situation.
And what kind? Do you have any specifics on what this person looked like?
All I know is he was a one of those dragonborn fellows.
Ah.
So,
What color?
yeah.
Never mind. What shade of gray?
Brady, he was red, right?
You couldn't really get a. You definitely know that he wasn't red, blue, or green.
Okay.
But you couldn't tell, like, you couldn't see if he had shiny scales because it was dark on the backside. But, so it could be, you know, actually, you know that he wouldn't be white either. So he could be like black, gold, silver, copper, bronze. That would be your best guess based on the split second that you got to see him.
Sure, yeah. Not sure of the specific color, but it was definitely a dragonborn fellow screaming for help as I was like flopping in the air with the dolphins. So that's definitely tread lightly. Definitely don't want to let anything weird happen as we're on the ship.
So we know that there's something down there after all. All right.
Definitely, if he's screaming for help, it's only safe to assume it's definitely a slave trade kind of deal.
Okay. I guess everybody keep that in mind. But unless anybody has any objections, I say this is it. We going as business as usual.
Of course. So, I guess our meeting adjourned. Then I turn back out and get ready to go back up top.
I stay and finish my food.
If it pleases the court, I plan to do a time skip to get you guys to the location. Unless anyone had anything pertinent to do. Because there are technically 2 days of downtime on the ship, what we can do is if you have any questions for each other or the crew or whatever, we can, you know, have that discussion in the text over the course of the next week. That way we don't, you know, take the whole time just sitting on a ship.
Right.
But the next couple days do go very, very boringly. There's not much going on. You occasionally see dolphins. You occasionally see sharks. You occasionally see, you know, a seagull or two, like, out beyond, which the crew ends up going, "Hi, that means we're close." The creaking of the ship, you know, it's still nerve-wracking, but after the first night was pretty sleepless for some of you, as you would wake up to loud groanings of the planks, almost sounding like they're about to give way and collapse, which kind of startles you awake, but then you realize that you guys are perfectly fine and you go right back to sleep. As you get to the 2 days have passed, let's see, it ends up becoming, what is it called? The 2 days passed, and roughly about 8 o'clock in the morning, you hear from your rooms after you guys have taken breakfast and you're just eating in your quarters, "Land ho!" And as you guys come outside to kind of see what all is going on, you can see it's not really a coast per se. It's more of like a wall, like a large cliff face. And you can see that it stretches almost all the way to the horizon to where you can't see anymore. And there's a bunch of nooks and crannies. And as you're looking at the sort of, I guess, trajectory of the ship itself, the ship is headed directly for the cliff face. You don't see any dock. You don't see any place to stop. And as Land Ho is called out, Captain Varnus calls for full sail. All the sails drop. The ship catches the wind and lunges forward, and you can hear as it creaks and groans because of the strength of the wind, essentially like aggravating the repairs that have been done. But Captain Varnus just seems to be excited to get there, and you guys are coming up closer and closer to this cliff face. And as you guys get probably within 100 feet, you realize that he is not stopping at all. And he yells, "Brace!"
I grab on to something, I guess.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. As you
So do
grab
I.
on, you watch as the cliff face gets closer and closer and closer, and you are inevitably about to crash. But as I forget what it's called, but the decorative piece that's on the very front of the ship, as it comes into contact with the wall, it shifts through, as does the rest of the ship. And you guys go straight through what is a mirage of a cliff.
Yeah.
And as you do that, you come into a cavern where Captain Varnus calls for no sail. And all the sails go up, and you're starting to drift. As you drift forward, figurehead tight, thank you. As you guys drift forward, you're using, Captain Varnus is essentially using the momentum of the ship. And you watch as he calls a couple commands, and the crew go to the very front of the ship, and they light these torches, and they put these reflective barriers around them that essentially create spotlights, and they continue to essentially like navigate the opening in front of you. You notice that the ship is within this this chasm, this very intricate cavern with a river is essentially what you guys are going down. And as you guys are gliding down this river, the ship starts to become slower and slower. And then all of a sudden you can hear rushing water. And as you guys look ahead, the water starts to descend, almost like a water slide in a way. And the ship moves forward and starts to jolt and pick up speed as it goes down, probably about a 100 to 200 foot, not drop, but slope. And then it starts to level back out, and it catches speed, and it continues to float forward. And this whole time, like, Zuka's grabbed on, like, trying not to puke, and Snoopy's having the time of his life or something like that. I don't actually know how Maeve and Angelica react. I only assume that Rakeem throws up again because he had seasickness a couple days ago. And Snoopy, being well-versed on the ocean, is probably having the time of his life.
Maeve's not super comfortable on the ocean, so she's like, I'm ready to get off this boat.
And yeah, Andy's like, she's not extremely comfortable, but figured, like, going by what they've been through for the past few days, she's pretty comfortable with it.
Yeah, Snoopy's having a good time.
Okay. So as you guys continue to go forward, Captain Varnus continues to call out different commands here and there. And this whole trip takes roughly about 2 hours or so. And after 2 hours have passed, the ship goes down one more slope. And as it comes out the slope, you can see that the cave starts to widen more and more to where it's almost a couple 100 feet open. And in front of you, you can see what looks to be some sort of like fortress. Captain Varnus calls out a couple of numbers. As he shouts the numbers, the men on the deck light and unlight their torches in a sort of code. And Snoopy, since you know thieves can't, essentially they are calling out Bloody Keel, Captain Varnus coming through on official business for the Black Hand. And after that code has been sent.
Do I know what the Black Hand is?
Let's see. You being part of the Scabberwags.
Do any of us know?
Zuka knows. All of you can roll history, except for
but they don't.
Snoopy's.
They don't know
Snoopy's the only
being
one that
said.
knows that this is being said. But if it comes up in conversation,
Oh,
all
good
of you
point.
can roll history.
Do you need me to roll too?
Yes, please.
You said I don't have to.
Oh,
That's beautiful. Oh, I love it. Zuka, you don't have to roll. You know who the Black Hand are. You just don't know that that's what you're about to essentially come up on. But no, Snoopy hasn't heard of the Black Hand.
so I
So
literally
you're-
just think it's the guy's Black Hand.
Yeah, probably. Or maybe you think that that's the crew, like what they call themselves. Because you know that you guys are called the Scabberwags. You know your ship has a name. So you could think that you could think either one, your choice.
Okay.
But then
Thank you for telling me what I'm about to think. I appreciate that.
you are welcome, and I'll do it again too. I'm just joking. As you look, you see them essentially flash back. Go ahead and head into the docking bay, and we'll send the deckhands to you for pickup. So Captain Varnus calls out for the few men that he has to go and grab the oars. They go underneath the deck. They bust out their oars and they start to row to get the ship to the dock. And as you guys get to the docks, let me activate this scene.
Are we still in like a cave?
Yes. So I actually need to
That's cool.
change this. Everything is, oh, there it goes. Cool. It was just taking forever for whatever reason. Let's see. I had a song for this.
I don't know why I can't hear it. Maybe I have a reason why. If there's any audio. Oh, we're back.
There we go. All right. You guys see the background, right?
Mhm.
Okay. As you guys pull up to the port and the ship docks, the plank comes down and a lot of the crew start to essentially collect various boxes and crates and things like that and shift them to the dock itself. And there's a group of folks that come over and start to help them unload. One of them comes up and greets himself to Captain Varnus. This gentleman right here. Would gentleman walks up with this mask on.
Whoa, that's badass.
As he comes up, he's like, "Ah, Captain Varnus. I can't say that I'm pleased to see you. I'm more surprised, honestly. I didn't think that your seafaring days were going to continue after your last shipment here. Well, sometimes you get an offer you can't refuse. But it's not me that you want to talk to." And he looks over. "I believe they're the ones that have something for you." Perfect. Well, thank you for bringing them to me.
Oh, man.
The gentleman that came up starts to walk towards you guys as the rest of them start unloading stuff. "Well, greetings to you all. My God. Is that King Rakim?"
He just so happens to be AFK. That's you.
I know, right?
That didn't take long. Literally the first person.
Right.
As he's coming up, we'll say as he's walking up, you can hear, you can start to hear like the shrill screams of teenage girls from below deck.
Take a quick glance over there and then look back at him.
I never in my life anticipated for Joker to get King Rakim to join his merry band of thieves. This is a treat, and he outstretches his arms in appreciation.
Right. He is a king.
Hold on, what's going on? I just came back.
I know,
Yes, you
right?
did. This gentleman came up to the ship to ask Varnus for a special delivery, which he pointed him to you guys. So he came over to introduce himself and notices you and calls you by your name specifically. So we'll go over it again. My eyes deceive me. Or is that King Rakim that I see? It's been too long, old friend. Well, we weren't friends at the time, but we're certainly friends now.
Can I roll a history check?
Yep. DC 10.
God damn.
You kind of scratch your head and he's like, "You really don't remember me, huh? We've met a few times. One time we met south of the city of Guilds at a tiny little town called Crom. Another time we actually met in your own land, except for that wasn't really me. And your good friends decimated my troops that looked a lot like Titanian soldiers. Ring a bell?" You can roll again with advantage.
I'm rolling again. Here it comes. Yeah.
Ooh.
So after he explains, you suddenly remember that this is the gentleman that followed you and your original party to the city of Crom when the demon lord Yanagu was summoned. As you guys were trying to flee, he and his group of Blackhand thugs had stopped you and essentially robbed you for half of all your belongings. The next time you met him was when you were guiding a caravan from Cyrodiil to the Orcish settlement, and they ambushed and tried to steal everything from that caravan under the guise of Titanian soldiers. This is specifically the gentleman that Lacan had brought back to one of the artificers back at Cyrodiil to get information, but you guys never got to finish it. And
God
he's
damn it.
back in front of you.
Oh. Oh. I don't know how I want to play this. Well, I know. Okay. Oh. It seems like you made it out alive.
I always do. I am Madal Din, after all. And my, who do we have here? And he looks to Maeve and reaches out for your hand.
I'll cross my arms, and Cadfan's gonna make like an angry noise, and I'll be like, I'm Maeve.
Ah, a little reserved. Perhaps you'll loosen up once you get to know the people of Skullport. And you! And he looks up to you, Angelica, because he's probably about 5'8" or something like that. You! I would put a hefty wager on you in the fighting pits. Have you ever lost a fight?
Yeah, recently.
Huh. Perhaps never mind then. And then he looks over to Snoopy and goes, and your cute little pet. I do love dogs. And he goes to scratch Snoopy behind the ear.
Oh, that feels good.
Yes, I'm sure it does. And after his introduction, he goes, I believe you have something for me, or King Rakim. Something from Joker? Oh, I almost forgot. And he reaches in his pocket and he pulls out a coin that Joker had given you a copy of. Does this look familiar?
Yeah, I kind of pout. It's like, yeah, here you go.
Hey, this time I'm not taking from you. You're giving to me willingly. And you're not even losing anything. How about that for camaraderie?
Yeah, I pull out.
My benefactor will be most pleased. Speaking of which, I need to deliver it. So how about I bring you all along, and while I'm in my meeting, you all can have a little bit of fun here in Skullport.
Sounds about good.
I don't see why not.
As now, as you are giving the package to this gentleman, the moment he grabs it, you start to hear like a bunch of scuffling coming from the stairwell from the deck below, and you see a bunch of you see a nameless come up from the stairwell and essentially stand at attention. As that happens, you start to see these teenage girls come up. All of them are bound by their hands and by their waist and tied to each other. And as they essentially snake their way out, Nameless are on either side of them, escorting them off of the ship. I'm sure they'll bring quite a profit to Skullport. Oh, that reminds me. And he turns back around. I'm to give you your portion of the cut for making sure they got here alive. So, Joker gave you all a special bag for coins, did he not?
I have it.
Alright. Do you have the only one, or have they made copies?
I'm the only one that has one right now, I think.
Well, then I'll just give you the lump sum, and you can dispute it through your comrades later. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
He takes out a bag, holds it close to yours. Deposit 4,000 platinum.
Hot damn.
Shit.
You should see me go, excuse me, what?
Yes, these refugees are not cheap. Especially the fact that you got them all here alive after that bombardment of that megalodon in the seas.
Isn't this enough to buy, like, a town?
Well, perhaps. But you definitely need to be careful. I don't think that you going back to the City of Guilds and buying the whole estate would come across as lawful.
Well,
as he says,
thanks.
as he says that, I pull out. Hey, quick question. I pull out that megalodon too. How much you think this will be worth?
Here in Skullport, probably not much. But I'm sure maybe back at the City of Guilds, you could probably get quite a few gold pieces. Perhaps maybe you could even make a weapon out of it as a memento to your grand achievement.
I agree with him. You should make that a weapon.
Noted. And I put it back in my bag.
Or just use it as a weapon. Oh, can I make a dagger out of it? That would be cool. Anyways, Angie, don't worry about getting money for it. We just got 4,000 platinum.
True.
As he continues to talk, you can hear another voice coming from below. I say, get your hands off me! Do you know who I am? And a Dragonborn is escorted off the ship. Except for he is wearing what looks to be chains that weigh probably a ton. Like, they are thick chains. There's really no excuse to why this Dragonborn is able to wear them. And they are etched with arcane runes all around them. When I get these chains off, you're all in trouble. And as he walks past, he looks, You were supposed to help me.
I wink at him.
Make sure to put him in the smallest cell just in case he escapes those chains. Then he definitely won't be doing what I think he wants to do. Well,
who is that guy?
That's... I don't believe I've ever seen him in my life. In fact, I don't believe any of you will ever see him again. So, best to forget.
Yeah, you're probably right. Probably just forget about him, and tomorrow we'll probably...
I say in my head, do you know who that is?
Can't say that I do. I've not met many Dragonborn. Well then, let's head to the gambling den, shall we? That's where I'll be delivering this to my benefactor. You guys can get a couple drinks, and then we can discuss our plans for getting you to the Sleepy Peak. That is, after all, why you came, is it not?
Lead the way.
And as he's about to turn around, one more nameless comes up with another prisoner behind him. A drow woman is walking behind him, not armed, but, you know, bound, cuffed and stuff like that, and walking by. And as she does, she casts a glance to Medell and Captain Varnus, and they both look at her. All of you, as you're kind of looking at this transaction, you can see the utter disgust in Varnus's face towards this woman.
History, as I look to Varnus.
Spicy.
There's no reason to remember those that are dead or about to be, as he casts a very hateful glare towards her. Well, that was quite the haul, Varnus. I can't believe that you pulled that off. And he looks behind at all of you. Perhaps maybe you all can find a new life here in Skullport. Forget the Sleepy Peak. I'll talk to my benefactor about it. Perhaps maybe we have a job offer for you. Something to think about at least. But anyway, I digress. Let us leave, shall we? And he starts to walk towards the plank to get off of the ship.
Alright.
Yeah, I follow. No objections.
Yeah, same.
Okay. So as you guys get off the ship and start walking, you start to come essentially to what you see before you. There's Obviously, it's all built within this cavern, but it goes up to what you see on the sort of ground level. Then there is a sort of second tier, and then above that is a third tier. So it's kind of like a 3-tiered structure of houses. Some of them are just the single house in front, like the one in front that you see. Others have more that are stacked on top of them and built. Connecting all of these are a bunch of wooden bridges, roped bridges. There are very, very few locations that actually have a torch or something that sort of lights up the alleyway. Everything else is dark, besides the flicker of candles from inside of these houses and stuff like that. As you look up to the cavern to sort of gauge at how big it is, you can't see the ceiling, but you can see the tips of some of the stalactites. Right? Stalactites are the ones that hang down?
Yeah, sure.
Yep,
All
that's what's called.
Excellent. God, I'm so fucking smart. And anyway, you can see like the tips. You can see the tips of some stalactites hanging from the ceiling. And every now and then you see what looks to be a skull that's essentially wreathed in flame, just flying around. And then you see another one, and they're in all various colors: red, blue, purple, green, yellow, orange. There's even one that has a black flame.
Gray,
Gray. But they're flying around randomly. Every now and then you see them all like swoop in, and you can hear a bunch of like what sounds to be like bolts of fire, like a mage cast it or something, and you can hear screams coming. And then they dissipate and fly back into the air. As you guys are walking, Medell looks back and goes, now you probably are wondering, why is this place called Skullport? Well, there's your Skullport reference. Those are the 13. They are the protectors of this place. What they say goes, and those that oppose them get incinerated. While I leave you all, I would be on your best behavior. Otherwise, you'll have to meet with the skulls. And I've not actually heard of anyone successfully getting away, but by all means, you may be the first to try.
Well, what's up? Oh, does he go? Sorry.
Does he what?
Does he go?
Like, continue to walk?
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. Like, he's walking and talking this whole time. He didn't stop to show you that stuff. He continues to walk.
Oh. Okay. I was being like, what's with all these, like, crime syndicates and always needing to be on your best behavior there? Is it because everyone's so dangerous that, you know? Like, you have to follow the rules more when you're in an illegal place. Anyone ever noticed that?
I start to laugh a little bit.
Medell laughs as well. Sharp eye. And it's because there's a sort of honor across common criminals. Somewhat. Everyone knows that they must be respectful to those that hold the power. Otherwise, they have no semblance of a chance. And it's just common courtesy. But by all means, do as you wish. I'd like to see what happens.
Sir, what is there to do around here?
What isn't there to do? Do you like fighting? Do you like gambling? Do you like eating? Do you like the pleasures of the flesh? Do you like thieving? Do you like robbing? Perhaps maybe you like some type of justified murder. Almost everything's permitted in Skullport. Almost everything. Except for nothing's permitted in Skullport.
That's some advertisement you got there, buddy.
Yes, the rules honestly change daily. Sometimes the skulls are a little more forgiving. Other times they're ruthless. You kinda have to gauge based on what others have been convicted of crime for. But really it all comes down to what the ultimate power within Skullport arranges. And it would just so happen that the Xanathar has returned after a long, long time away. Perhaps maybe you'll be able to meet him.
Do you know if he has a guide to everything? I'm sorry, that was... What's a Xanathar?
Xanathar's guild is the one that called the shots for quite a while here in Skullport until their leader, known as the Xanathar, disappeared for whatever reason. After a bit of conflict within the Xanathar's guild, the Black Hand was able to take control. But not until recently has the Xanathar returned and taken back what was once his. The Black Hand and the Xanathar's guild remain at odds, but are on a ceasefire for now, while things get sorted out. And then he looks at the package. But I believe the Black Hand's probably about to come back on top.
Hey, be careful with that.
Sounds like an interesting gang war.
You could call it that, certainly, yes.
Well, couldn't get possibly worse, right?
Can you say that?
Perhaps maybe it could. If you wish to venture outside of Skullport, by all means. That is where you'll have the fight of your life, I guarantee it. If you thought the Megalodon was bad.
Is Skullport like? Are we? What are we in between? Like all we saw was a cliff when we came in.
Have you heard of the Underdark, dear?
Have I? What do I roll?
Roll a history. All of you may.
I think I've heard of it.
Yep, I've heard of it.
Zuka, how do you know? DC's 23. I'm just joking.
Wow.
I know, right?
I know.
Do you still want me to roll?
No, you don't need to. Snoopy and Maeve, you have heard stories of the Underdark. Maeve, you're a little more well-versed in the Underdark than Snoopy is. From what Snoopy knows that it is just a deep tunnel that goes underground, and that's all that he really understands. Maeve, you know that this is almost like a copy of the surface, except for everything is essentially inside of a cave. It's as expansive as the surface world, except for it's much, much deadlier.
And Angelica just does the job without thinking about anything.
I'll have to figure that one out. Backstory.
Yeah, true. Let me think. Looking for a thing real quick in my notes. As he's walking forward, though, and yeah, Zuka, you know of the Underdark. You actually know that the Underdark has a multitude of entrances scattered throughout, usually somewhat mountainous terrain, but there are some grasslands that have just like giant cave openings in the ground that people could adventure to the Underdark. You know that your father once tried to expand Cyrodiil to the Underdark, but was suffered heavy losses because of drow combatants, and the Cyrodiil Empire has never attempted to go back because of that day.
Ah.
Oh, were you want
Speaking
the
Everybody's just processing that information.
Yeah, I'm Zuka's focus. He got his hood up and
Angelica's just observing the surroundings with her eyes like glowing in the dark.
All right, so let's see. Trying to find. Put it somewhere here in my notes. I might have to just text it to you guys later, because my notes have all, I think they all got fucked up for whatever reason. But the general gist is you guys walk to a location, and as you get closer, Medell, this is a gambling hall. And for you to essentially stay, you need to at least buy food and drink, and perhaps take a couple of rounds at the gambler's table. I shouldn't be, but maybe an hour, maybe two, depends on how long the meeting goes. I would suggest that you stay here and wait a bit, but if you're really curious, by all means, go skulk the streets of Skullport. Although...
Oh, we're not joining the meeting with you?
Oh no, definitely not.
Oh, I thought that was the whole purpose of this.
No, I will bring up your accomplishments, and perhaps maybe the various leaders would want to see you. But we'll see. I'll come and get you.
Cool beans. Hey, so if we were to, I don't know, wander into a undesirable part of the city, would there be a chance of someone ambushing us and trying to steal our stuff?
What?
He stops as he was going for the door, and he comes back. How about I put it this way? King Rakim, and he looks over at you. You probably aren't aware, as it's been a while since you've been at your home, but I believe you're the only free Luxodon on the surface of this world. And I'm almost certain that all the denizens of Skullport know about that, and I'm almost certain that all of them have heard that you're due to arrive here soon. I would stick close, very close, unless you wish to become one with your people.
All right. Simply asking just to potentially find a reason to crack some heads.
If you want to crack
do I need to be
heads, if you want to spend some time in Skullport before we actually make our journey, especially after being on a ship for so many days, we could stay a day, maybe two. I could show you around, show you the fighting pits. Perhaps maybe you'll like it so much that you would stay and work for us. That would be quite fine indeed.
Tempting, but unfortunately we got a job to do.
Oh yes, by all means, finish your work and then come back.
Alright, noted. Alright, I guess we chill here until you're finished. What do you say, guys?
Well,
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
come on in then. And he walks up to the door, opens it, and as you guys walk inside, it's pretty dimly lit. It's enough for all of you with dark vision to see as if it was bright light, and those without dark vision to see as if it was dim light. So you can sort of you can make out that, you know, there are people like kind of all over, and it's actually quite quiet. A lot of people are at various tables playing different games. Some of them are playing dice games. Some of them are playing card games. There's all types of, you know, you can hear the clinking of coins. You can hear the rolling of the dice. You can hear the shuffling of cards. And as you all walk in, doesn't look like many of my group is here just yet. How about a wager? I'll play you all in a game of dice. Get you started. on your little gambling fun. Anyone in? And he pulls out his little bag of coins. Withdraw 2 platinum. And 2 platinum pieces pop into his hand.
I'm more of a gambler with my fists rather than gambling with my mind, so I'm out.
Why not? Snoopy, can you pop me 2 platinum out of ours?
Damn it, I was on mute. I'm sorry. I say withdraw 2 platinum.
4
And
platinum.
then maybe you ask withdraw 2 platinum.
Okay, perfect. And King Rakim, I don't feel that you have much to lose. You've already lost an entire empire. What's 2 platinum?
I don't indulge. I just chill.
And he holds up his
I'm
hands.
getting mom's cross.
Very well, very well.
Rakij is always like the mature child. All right.
So he sits down and he grabs a cup and he throws in 3 different colored die. And as he rolls them, I'm actually going to roll them. First one I roll is going to be the red die. Second one is going to be the green die. Third is the blue die. You guys won't see the rolls, but you essentially place your bets on one. So red, blue, and then green. So as he shakes the die, he slams it down. Blue.
What?
Are we
what's
supposed
the
to say
rule?
what color we are?
Yeah, you
You
pick
didn't-
whatever color you want.
Oh, red. There's 1 color
I
left.
withdraw.
Well then, and he takes one of your platinum pieces and puts it in the pot. You withdraw. And then he reveals the dice.
See, yeah, I don't know what colors are which, so you guys could be playing me for a fool.
Well, perfectly fine. I'm sure your friend
help
wouldn't
you,
lie
Snoop.
to you. Looks like green was the winner. So he takes one of your platinum pieces, Maeve, and one of his and puts it in the pot. Shall we go again?
Snoop?
Sure.
I call red.
Blue.
I guess I get green.
And he reveals the dice. Oh, what terrible luck for you all on your first game. And he takes all of your platinum pieces. Withdraw 2 platinum. And he brings out 2 more platinum. How about we spice it up a bit? I'll put my next wager as everything I just won plus is 2 platinum. 8 platinum total if you want to play.
Meh. I'm bored
I'm
already.
not much of a gambler, I just found out.
Go ahead, Snoopy.
Very well. Deposit. And then he says, safe word. And you can hear a notable
Red?
clicking sound on his bag. And Snoopy, you look at it and you can see that there's like a arcane lock on his bag. And he puts it on his pouch. Well, that was quite fun.
Can I see that?
Wait. How'd you do that? That's
Yeah,
cool.
can we see that?
I mean, I have one.
Seems the Joker didn't teach you everything about this little satchel. Perhaps maybe on our journey, I'll have plenty of time to show you the ins and outs of this life that you could have. But for now, I have business to attend to. And as he stands up, the front door opens, and
I look at Snoopy and I whisper, like, we were so close.
you guys see this gentleman walk in, a black-robed figure with a golden mask. And as he walks through, everybody essentially stops what they're doing and you watch as they all dig into their coin purses. And as he walks by, they all essentially hold out their hands, almost as if they were begging, except for their offering. And as he walks past them, the lackeys behind him grab all of these coins and put them in a sack. And they come up to your table. Huh? Oh, I guess I forgot to mention that whenever the Golden Magister graces you with his presence, you need to pay for it. You can pay whatever you feel that it's worth, but whoever pays the least amounts within the whole tavern usually gets beaten.
Too bad you just took all of our money.
Quite the contrary. You still have at least 3,996 platinum pieces.
Oh my gosh, that was so fast.
I give 10 gold.
I give 11.
How much was everyone else giving?
I would hate to see a king get beaten, but it also could be quite thrilling. But that's no way to start. That's no way to start our trip together. Everyone pays. And you watch as he takes out a platinum piece and throws it into the sack. Everyone.
I'll put 1 platinum in there, I guess.
Yeah, I'd throw a platinum in there just to say screw it.
Hey, that's hardly fair. And Madal looks over. Oh, you only had copper left after all your gamblings. And he turns back around to look at the gentleman with the sack, and he's like, what a shame. What's it gonna be, King? You or him?
Goddamn. Snoopy, can you pay him a platinum piece for me, Snoopy?
Yeah.
And as you pop in the platinum, he's like, ugh! And you watch as he starts to dart for the door, but a lot of the people here actually grab him and hold him, and they hoist him up and slam him onto a table. And you can watch many of the patrons are holding him down to the table, and he's squirming, trying to get away, but there's too many people on his arms and legs to where he can't move. The gentleman with the bag sort of wraps it up, ties it with a rope, comes over to him, and starts to beat the mess out of him with this bag of coins. And you can hear, with each thud, you can actually hear bones breaking. Oh, that bag's got to weigh at least 10 pounds. That was a lot of coin today. Poor bloke's gonna be healing that one up for quite a while. Well, he turns around as he starts to walk away. You all enjoy the gambler's den. I'll be back.
I look to the rest of. What just happened?
I think we just learned how brutal this place actually is.
And it's extremely tempting for me to not pay anything and see them try to beat me, but didn't feel like it.
Yeah, I'm not gambling. I would suggest y'all do the same.
Like I said, I gamble with my fists. I don't use my mind.
As after like 30 seconds of the man getting beat, the gentleman with the bag of gold ends up going into the back room where the golden masked gentleman and Medell also went, and they close the door behind them. All the patrons leave the gentleman that's laying on the table alone, and he literally just sits there super still. And after probably about 5 minutes, someone goes to check on him. Oh, he's dead.
Oh my god.
Right, well, And you see the barkeeper come up, and he's cleaning a glass, as all barkeepers do in my world. Go ahead and throw them out back, and scavengers will take them. And you can watch as they hoist them up, take them out the front door, and you can actually hear him being tossed into the middle of the street. After the folks come back in, you can see before they close the door, these sort of rat-looking creatures run up to the body and just start to devour it.
What the fuck?
As they were like in the process of taking the body out there, you just hear Angie snicker a little bit. Really now?
Y'all notice that Rakim is starting to get agitated.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you agitated?
Mm-hmm. He keeps to himself. He doesn't say anything.
I looked at Rakim.
This place doesn't
like,
put your mind at ease.
I looked at Rakim and put an arm on his shoulder, like, look, on the bright side, better him than us, right?
We're in the Underdark. There's no bright side here.
Right. Yeah, he would know more than any of us then. Like, as I say that to Snoopy. As I say that to Zuka while I'm looking at Snoopy. He would be well versed in the underworld.
Yeah.
So as you guys are talking and stuff, you guys hear the barkeeper go, "Oi, what'll it be? You want the dinner plate, or do you just want snacks and a drink?"
What's the dinner plate?
Dinner plate will cost you 3 gold. Snacks and a drink will cost you 1.
What's the dinner plate?
It's delicious.
To who?
Out of character, how does alcohol affect me as an
It
undead?
doesn't. Alcohol is
Dang.
essentially poison, so that's why you do con saves when you drink too much. And since you are immune to poison, you can drink as much as you'd like, and you will be fine.
Man, I'm like super.
This is something we should exploit.
I am super mad about it now.
Why? Because Quinn had a flask.
Yes, like, oh, that would have been such good art. That would have been such good RP.
All right, I'll look
Just
to the,
non-stop drink. Literally
Yes, like he was going off the deep end too. Like,
non-stop.
I'm super upset.
He just had a straw that turned straight up, and it was always just flowing alcohol straight up his mouth.
I go to the barkeep and like, all right, let me get a nice large glass of whiskey if you have it.
Perfect. 1 gold.
All
I'll
right,
have my servants bring it to your table. Everyone needs to pay, though.
All right.
I put up 3 gold. I'll take a dinner plate.
I want the puppy platter.
I want to see the dinner plate.
Hey,
Oh
You'll
my
see
God.
it for 3
Puppy
gold.
platter might actually mean a puppy platter.
You guys have dog food?
Sure.
I'll take that and some water, please.
And
I'll
you
take
miss.
a whiskey.
So 1 gold from Angelica and Maeve, 3 gold from Rakim, and 1 gold from Snoopy. And so after you deduct it, the barkeep shouts the order, and you can hear rummaging coming from the back. And after probably about 5 minutes, you see a skeleton come out, and he walks up to your table, and he opens up his mouth and pops a cork and pours 2 whiskeys and hands them to Maeve and Angelica. He then corks it. He then opens up his rib cage and he pulls out one of his ribs that still has a little bit of fresh meat on it, and he tosses it to
hell?
Snoopy.
Yes.
He then, on one of holding in one of his hands, he puts a bowl in front of Rakim, and when you open it up, it's got what looks to be some type of fish that might be a week old, maybe 2, could be 3. You're not really sure, but it's purple, and it's sort of just floating there, the whole fish in this sort of like creamy broth. And the skeleton then staggers away, and the barkeep goes, "Don't worry, it is edible. Might make you sick at first, but you'll get used to it."
You see Dave's eyes get kind of big, and I'm just like, I'm glad I went with the whiskey.
I arch an eyebrow and look to the bowl, and then look at Zuko like, huh. And then
Can I
raise the glass to Maeve and like, hey, sort of gesture to try and clink it.
Can I like smell to see like what's in here?
Sure, go ahead and make a perception check. I believe you get advantage with your trunk.
Yeah, I do.
The roll twice.
Oh, roll
And-
twice. Oh.
Yeah, that's what advantage means. You ever played 5e before?
Well, usually the thing does it twice
Yeah,
already.
I don't know why it does. I'm pretty sure the module got changed, and I just got to change it back. I just don't know where exactly it is, but you sniff it, and it honestly does smell decent. It's honestly nothing close to what you ate on the pirate ship, but it smells decent. And as you dip your fork in and like pick up the fish and go in to eat, the barkeeper goes, "Ha, don't eat that, please. Please, I don't want you barfing everywhere." And he snaps his fingers, and the skeleton comes out and actually brings you like a turkey leg and some vegetables.
No, wait. Can I have that?
3 gold.
No. The fish.
I put the down on.
Snoopy, as you eat the fish, go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no, I'm not eating the fish. I'm not
you're
eating
not?
the fish. I'm just having the fish.
Okay, noted. In that case, you're good. So you guys pay up your dues, and you start eating and drinking and stuff like that, and generally hanging out. And we can role play this on next session, but the main thing I want to end on is about 45 minutes into you guys waiting for Medell to come out for whatever reason to come and get you guys. Suddenly, at the entrance of this place, you hear a snapping sound, which everybody's attention essentially goes over there. If your character doesn't want to look for whatever reason, they don't have to. But as that happens, there's a snapping sound. And then there's like, you can see a little flicker of light that's just kind of in the middle of the air. And then all of a sudden, a sparkler kind of effect. And as that sparkler comes into effect, everyone kind of like starts to get up and move back towards a wall of some sort. And it starts to spin very rapidly, and it starts to spin out of control before it essentially what it's doing is it opening what looks to be a portal. And it's wreathed in this purple flame on the outside. And you can hear click, clack, click, clack. It sounds as if some type of like heels are hitting a cobblestone floor. And you see a woman walk out of this flame-wreathed portal. She has a wide-brimmed white hat, white clothes with sort of like tan accents, and she's got a purple book in her hand. And as she starts to walk through the portal, she gauges the room for a second, looks in your direction, and you can see that she has a sort of tattoo underneath her right eye. But she doesn't seem to be looking at you all. She seems to be looking at the location that she wishes to sit at. And she turns to the right and starts walking towards that side of the bar, or of the gambler's den, and everybody that is near her tried their best to get out of her way. You watch as she flicks her hands and her fingers a couple times. The lights get a little brighter. The kitchen, you hear clinking and stuff like that, and you see plates of food goblets of drink, all starting to just float, and then they populate her table. She sits down. She holds her book above the table and releases it, and it floats there. And as it opens up, she starts to glance through it, turning the pages with her finger without touching it, as she's eating her feast before her. I will show you what she looks like, and then that is where we will end tonight's session.
Wick.
I know who that is.
Good.
I don't know anything. You also told us that you were gonna put her in here.
That is true. You did tell us that.
Yep. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Yay!
Yay!
The things I
Alright.
do for love.
Good one, guys. I will. Are we
Awesome.
going next week, same time or Monday.
Yeah,
I'll bring my
Monday.
computer to Christmas, Brady, so you can look at it.
Excellent.
Cool. Merry Christmas, everyone. Unless you're
Yeah.
Jewish, then
Happy,
And fuck you.
whatever.
Happy
Sure.
Hanukkah.
Then Merry
happy
Christmas.
Kwanzaa.
Have a good one, Joe. Tell Nicole hello and the same. And little
All right,
Charlie.
Love you all. Love you all. I'll talk to you guys again soonish.
Yep. Y'all take it easy. I'm
Bye.
gonna end the stream and I'll be right back though. Alright. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I finally got a party to go to Skullport. I have wanted someone to go to Skullport for so very long. I love criminals. I love criminal organizations. I love all of it. So this whole crime syndicate that's about to happen, all of the stuff with the Black Hand, the Xanathar's Guild, everything is about to maybe unfold. I don't know exactly how far the party plan to get into it, if they even plan to get into it at all. But I definitely feel that I've set the tone for what this place is, and it is a no-nonsense, like, do what you're told or get, you know, fucked up, essentially. So, and I'm really digging this song for Skullport. It came from, I think there's a playlist for Dungeon of the Mad Mage, and this was called the Cave Theme. So I've got that streaming from YouTube on here. So anyway, appreciate everyone coming out. Hopefully you had a good old time, and until we see you next time, peace.